10 spiritual principles for a happy and fulfilled life. The solution is in your hands. Every life needs healing now and then. No one always does everything right or always makes the best decisions. Since everything in the universe is interconnected, our happiness in life depends on a multitude of factors. Other people are just one of these factors that need to be taken into account. Life is definitely too short to be wasted or not lived. Anyone who buries their head in the sand and wants to dwell on problems instead of devoting themselves to solving them has not understood the principle of universal togetherness. We alone are the architects of our own happiness, and if things don't go according to plan in our multiverse, it is also up to us to roll up our sleeves and repair the damage. We would like to introduce you to the 10 effective spiritual principles that contain everything you need for a happy and fulfilled life. They are best applied prophylactically, but are of course also suitable as an emergency kit if the damage has already been done and healing is the order of the day. Number 1. Helpfulness. It is never wrong and will always pay off, even if it doesn't look like it at the moment. If you help other people in word and deed, share your wealth of knowledge and experience with the world, and perhaps even your wealth, you will impress karma and be able to steer your life in a better direction in no time. However, we should not expect anything in return. Only selfless help counts on the path to healing. Anything else would be calculation and tactics, and we would only bring more pain into our lives. Number 2. Self-acceptance. It is good the way it is. That's all we need to know about the circumstances of our lives. From a certain age, it's no longer worthwhile to struggle with our apparent shortcomings and imperfections. As human beings, we are always a work in progress, and will almost certainly be until the day we die. If you can accept yourself as you are, you have one less battle to fight in life, and strictly speaking, you have won it. Number 3. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is not only fundamental from a religious and spiritual point of view when it comes to moving on and healing old wounds. We should not confuse forgiveness with remorse or holding on to the past. It is more like a last kind look back over the shoulder. It assures us that we have done our best and that we no longer need to be angry with other people for their offenses. The most important form of forgiveness, however, is towards ourselves. We are not perfect, and therefore, neither are our decisions and actions. Number 4. Faith. Anyone who can believe in something or someone has a clear advantage in life. Unfortunately, faith is still seen in a strictly religious or even ecclesiastical context. However, we can also believe in balancing justice, fate, or ourselves. Those who are convinced that all will be well in the end are more faithful and steadfast than some modern Pharisees and hypocrites who only feign religiosity but do not live it. Number 5. Integrity. As long as our words and our actions speak the same language, we can at least rely on our own judgment and innate loyalty. Handshake quality has become a rare commodity these days. Those who can call it their own can count themselves lucky. Those who are perceived as unreliable and pompous, on the other hand, should work on this first and foremost. Only those who acknowledge their human flaws can heal. Number 6. Patience. It is a virtue, and sometimes just as difficult to muster and maintain. Patience has a lot to do with trust in God, but also with faith in one's own abilities and well-meaning fate. Anyone who constantly feels shortchanged and struggles with their own life because it simply does not want to hand over long overdue gifts will still have a long way to go. The longer our patience, the greater the chances of healing and happiness. Number 7. Humility. It is not one of the pillars of contentment for nothing. Without it, we would be in constant battle mode and geared towards competition and dominance. Not only would this be a very stressful life, but we would never achieve a satisfactory result in this way. The Bible teaches us not to hide our light under a bushel and to show off our talents. But if you always keep your feet on the ground, you will never lose your grip. Number 8, gratitude. If there is a universal key to happiness, then it is gratitude. It shows us, if we let it, every day anew how many good things life has already given us. If you take just a few moments each day to list or write down the things for which you can be truly grateful, you will not soon become a victim of hubris and incur the wrath of the gods. Number 9, open-mindedness. Life wants to be lived forwards. There is no backwards gear. It is therefore self-explanatory that we will not be able to avoid innovations and the odd aha moment. Simmering in the same old brew and deliberately avoiding innovation is the surest way to get off track. We don't have to follow every trend and every dubiously hip subculture at every turn, but our mindset must remain open to the possibility that something incredible could be waiting for us around the next bend. Miracles happen every day. However, we must not close our eyes to them. Above all, we must believe they are possible and not keep the door to our lives closed from the outset. Number 10, acceptance. Analogous to the famous prayer or mantra, we can only hope that we will always have the strength to change the things we can change, the serenity to accept those we cannot change, and the wisdom to distinguish one from the other. The key word in this context is acceptance. It is an important building block on the path to healing because it can save us a great deal of grief and pain. If you know the goals that are worth fighting for, you can mobilize all your strength in this direction. However, those who can't let anything rest on their laurels will be tilting at windmills for the rest of their lives and will find neither the desired victory nor peace of mind or healing. 10 steps to a better life. Healing can only be found by those who effectively seek it and are prepared to work at it. Of course, it would be best if it didn't have to come to that. However, the saints and blessed among us humans are few and far between, so hardly anyone will do everything right for a lifetime. It is always important to recognize our mistakes and admit that no one else is responsible for them and for making amends. Wrong decisions provide us with valuable learning processes, provided we don't repeat them over and over again. The path to healing begins and ends within us. External factors will play a role, but we are the pivotal point.